have few comments and questions from the participants. How to network with senior leaders if the person is in junior level?
Yes, and I have to laugh a little bit. I also had mentees in the firm where I was, and we had our head of the business for Europe, Africa, and Middle East. And this mentee was also on a junior level. And I asked her, have you ever talked to our senior leader, the head of EMEA? And she said, no, I wouldn't dare to do that. So, so I, at a networking event, you know, a little bit of informal setting, I gave her the task, this evening, you will go to the head of the business and you will talk to that person. And she did, you know, and it was a casual event. So I fully understand how difficult it is for juniors to approach seniors. You can approach a senior leader and ask him a question about the business. So one of the questions which I really liked was, if you have a magic wand, what would you change right away? What would it be? Or you could ask also questions like, what are the main priorities you have in the business now? And for juniors, I also like the question, if to a senior, if you would be, I mean, if you look back and you see yourself in the role that I am in now and compare to where you are now, what would be the advice you would give me? You know, question like this, they open a dialogue, and you just should not be afraid to talk to seniors. There is a cultural issue. I understand that too. And I think maybe in your culture, even more than here in Europe, but it exists in Europe too. If the senior is a man, then women are much more reluctant to approach a man on a senior level, because it might be seen by others for something what it is not. And it is difficult to overcome that hurdle a bit. So my advice here is actually to do it together with somebody else. You know, get introduced by maybe another male colleague or another female colleague too, and to do it in a social setting. That means when you are in a seating arrangement and you have a formal dinner or something, and you sit across or beside, start a conversation with the questions I just have mentioned, and don't be shy to do the dialogue. And I know men are much easier to connect upwards than women are. But there are ways we can do it too. And a lot of seniors, they also run their part in social organizations. Mm-hmm. And then you can also volunteer in these organizations. And then it is very easy to get in contact. Just coming back for a moment on the other benefits of networking. But did you know that depending on country, between 60 and 70% of the jobs are covered in the hidden job market? It means these jobs, they never get published or they never get advertised. They don't even go to a headhunter. And they are filled through referrals. So 60 to 70%, depending on the country, are jobs that are open to you through networking. And that is a substantial part. And it is also that you do that by referrals. You might know somebody who is suitable for a role that is discussed at a networking event. And don't be shy or don't be jealous to refer that person, because you will be remembered as the person who put the right person into the job.
I completely agree with your comments, Beat. We have a very good question from Natasha. What are the differences between social and professional networking? How to maintain the balance between them?
That is a very good question. You should always be aware there is no boundaries between social and professional networking. So what you're doing on the social side, how you present yourself there, will reflect in your professional networking. So that means you are building your brand, how you want to be seen. And if there is a big mismatch between your social networking and your professional networking, it will be seen and it will not help you to create the brand you want to have and the trust you want to build. So it has to be consistent. Social networking is combined with professional networking many times because you also meet in a social environment and you want to be remembered for the right reasons. And we all know these people who talk too loud, who are the first at the buffet, who leave with a big plate which they can't finish, who have maybe one cup of wine too many, and that is not how you want to be remembered. and we know these people, and so you have to be careful on both sides that you are remembered for the right reasons.